What's going on, yo? I'm back on another quick volume of Welcome to the Franchise here. Just want to tap into real quick with some of the NBA stories that have been circulating out there in the media mix. Of course, we got LeBron pressing Stephen A. Smith. Everybody's talking about that shit. But I want to talk a little bit more about the win over the Knicks. And then, Steph Curry and the Warriors, man, they heating up. And then a couple other shit that looking real suspect right now with a certain player in the league. So let me get right into it right now. So I want to talk about LeBron here. We'll start off with this, right? LeBron and LUKA each go crazy for 30 points against the Knicks. It's only a matter of time till they both hit a 30-piece together. If I'm not mistaken, did they each hit 30 against the Nuggets? I'm not sure. But I know they had a really good game against the Nuggets. So this may not be the first time. I may be incorrect on that. But then again, I got to catch up on a lot of highlights. I got to catch up on some time to catch these games here. But even so, they both hit a 30-piece against the Knicks last night. And especially against a team like the Knicks, who've been having a tough time, playing defense, and with their matchups guarding against elite talent on offense. You've seen them get cooked by the Celtics. You've seen them get cooked by the Cavs. And then all the elite teams on the West have definitely put them in the mix out there with switching and pick and rolls and all of that shit when it comes to elite scorers out there. So with the Knicks, of course, they both had a high chance of getting a 30-piece here and having a big game against them. But I will say this, from what I saw and everything in the stat line and everything, the Knicks still were able to push it to overtime. And that boy Jalen Brunson, Action Brunson, dropped damn near a 40-piece on him by himself because Cat's not there. So you got Cat out the game. I won't say totally by himself because he still got some other good players there for the Knicks. OG Anunoby, of course, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart does his thing here and there. I don't know. After that, I'm kind of stuck there. I have to check back and look who still played on the Knicks that could contribute some points in a big way for them. But Jalen Brunson out there dropped, 39 on them. Like I said, I definitely want to catch the highlights on this game. This looked like this was a good one at one point. At the end of the night, I was able to, when I had a chance to check on my phone, it looked like it was close. And then it looked like the Lakers were really pulling away. And then, of course, as we all, people that have watched New York sports and know how it goes, once I seen that the Lakers had something like a 10-point lead or whatever in the third quarter, I was like, oh, yeah, it's a wrap now for the Knicks. But it looks like they forced them to overtime, which is cool. A good look. The tough news here, though, for the Knicks is that it looks like Brunson had a bad ankle sprain in the game when near the end of the game. So that's definitely more tough news for the Knicks coming down the stretch here. And it's tough here because Cat is already out. They're saying for personal reasons. I thought it was due to still the injury that I seen him take to, I think it was his leg, his knee, something like that, in that Celtics game that I tried to watch, but niggas just got blown out. I thought that he needed more time for that, but it's some personal reasons or something going on off the court, so he's going to be out for a little minute. Now you got your best player, and people are saying that been talking like Cat's the best player and Brunson needs to be the leader or is the de facto leader. Brunson is their best player. Cat is a nice little addition and everything like that, but he don't got the heart like Brunson. And Brunson, when he has to and needs to really go off, he their best player. But all this shows here, even with the injury and everything, is that the Knicks ain't really like that. They're not like that, as I previously just said, against other elite teams in the league. They're not like that. It's going to be tough for them in the playoffs. Now down the stretch, with Brunson being out with this ankle injury, which it looks like it's going to be for 2 weeks. Now leading into the playoffs, what the fuck's going to happen now? You're going to drop from the 3rd seed now to maybe the 4th seed, maybe even the 5th. Then you fuck around and got to play the team that you should have beat in the second round last year, in the Pacers in the first round, and you might fuck around and get bumped because you've seen what they could do to you. This is a age-old rivalry between both these teams. They know how to get underneath each other's skin. They know how to play each other well. They know how to push each other's buttons to force it to a 6-game or 7-game series either way. I'm not totally saying that it's a definitive that the Knicks would get bumped in the first round by them, but you still got to be worried about that. I think it'd be more ideal if they could get themselves back in the 3 seed, and maybe, I don't know who they're gonna play there. I gotta look at that again. Who the fuck's gonna be that 6? Orlando or Detroit? And even Detroit is not gonna be easy to deal with, but at least you have more guys on your side that got more of the experience, where you should have a better chance of winning that series against Detroit. But even if you move down to 4 or 5, and let's say Detroit's at 5 or 6 or whatever, but at that 5, I think that's still kind of a better first-round matchup that you want. But either way, it's not a good look, looking bad. You can't beat elite teams, and now your best player is down with an ankle, and your second best player is out for personal reasons, and this is down the stretch leading to the playoffs. But let's see how that shit shakes out. It might fuck around and be a blessing in disguise for them if they drop a few seeds. Maybe they get a more favorable matchup in the first round, get them a little bit more rest for their guys to get healthy as well, their key guys to get healthy, and, you know, get shit in motion for the second round and hopefully do some damage there. But after that, the main story surrounding this game, despite, you know, LeBron and LUKA going off for 30, the Knicks forcing it to OT without Cat and Brunson going off. The other story that everybody been talking about, of course, is LeBron pressing Stephen A. Smith. It looks like he basically just came up to address him, and then from the clips that I saw, you know, and it's been circulating out there in the internet mix and all that shit, so, you know, shit could be a little bit more exaggerated than what it was, but maybe that is really how it went down. I'm just getting to all of this, so bear with me on that with the information, but looked like it was a little doctored up, but from what it looks like, LeBron, they was in a timeout after, I guess, somebody hit a 3, Gabe Vincent hit a 3 or whatever, and they were going into the huddle, and they were in the huddle there. LeBron was sitting down, and then out of nowhere, he just decided to be like, yo, fuck this, I'm going to address this now, and walks over to Stephen A. Smith, who's not far from their bench, from LA's bench, and starts going like, yo, basically being like, yo, keep my son out of this shit. I don't know what he said previously to that. You couldn't really see, but you could clearly see that. Keep him out of this shit. Like, definitively and all that, right? And he probably was on some shit like, I don't give a fuck. Talk all the shit you want, even though it's invalid about me and my game, or if I'm not better than Jordan. You can talk all that dumb shit you want, but keep my name out of it. Keep my son name out of this shit. You know, and honestly, I think, as he should, that's the right move right there, you know. I will say this, too, is that Stephen A. Smith do be talking wild crazy at times. We all know this and shit. I will say this also, I think for how long he been doing this shit and how crazy he's been talking, he's been able to get away with, especially working for a flagship network like ESPN and coming on at the time slot that he has. I mean, I wouldn't put it past that behind closed doors, low-key, you know what I'm saying, the little hush-hush meetings, production meetings with the higher-ups and the executives at ESPN and Disney. They probably over there being like, yo, keep doing that shit. Like, yeah, we know niggas don't like it or it's going to piss them off and everything, but keep doing that shit for the ratings. Keep doing that shit for the ratings. Keep saying the craziest shit that you can for the ratings. And it probably got him a little big-headed to keep saying all this crazy shit like this, and thinking that he can still do it and puff his chest out like he be saying, like he be low-key saying this shit on TV, because they paying him the bread to do that. They said it, a few years ago, he the new face or is the face of ESPN and shit. And he'll definitely let you know about it, right? So they paying him that much money. Hey, nigga, you better make shit crazy. We need ratings. We need content. We need the engagement. Say whatever crazy shit you can and go over the top with it, because we know that you could be that way. So maybe it is that, but I still will mix in a little bit of just, yo, you ODing, you wilding. Like what he said way long ago in the beginning of the season about the Bronny thing with LeBron and all that shit. I was like, damn, yo, like this is OD. You talking like he's sending his son out to war to die or some shit, or we talk about NBA basketball here, and, you know, it's a son playing with his father in the NBA. We ain't never seen that. I'll say, as far as I've been alive, I never seen this shit. So I don't give a fuck if the nigga averages 0 points or averages a triple donut. I don't give a fuck. That shit is fun to see and everything like that, you know what I mean? But all the extras after that, over the top. So I think that LeBron pressing him and shit, it's tight funny, and it's tight warranted. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He a father that play ball, and he wants his son to play in the league with him and play in the active roster and see how this shit go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let him get a little bit of burn or off the bench. in a real game and shit like that, why he's there to see it, let him do his thing. Like, ain't like he fed him to the wolves or doing all this crazy shit, you know what I mean? Or trying to really force it down, you know, force it in everybody's face, like, oh, he need to be in the starting five. Or he need to play at least 20 minutes in the first half. Like, so all of that, what Stephen A said, like, yo, calm down. So him getting pressed by LeBron right there, face to face, eye to eye and all that shit. That shit's tight funny to me, man. You gotta watch how you talk about other people's kids and shit. No matter what industry, what profession, or what level it is. You know what I'm saying? So, following that, let's talk about real quick Steph and the Warriors, and them being 10-1 with Jimmy. So they're looking like them boys is really heating up, especially Steph. Of course, now he coming off 2 games. I know the game he played against the Knicks, he almost had 30 at 28. But he coming off 2 games now with a 50-piece and a 40-piece. Looking more refreshed and motivated now, especially after the trade and everything. This is the shit that I love to see here, man. This is a good look. I won't lie that at first, before the trade happened with them talking about getting Jimmy Butler, I was saying, well, what the fuck is that shit gonna do? Because, you know, Jimmy be getting hurt. Jimmy got a little attitude. That, you know, he only gonna be ready for the playoffs, but they got to get their record hot so they could get into the playoffs. I think they was at that time circling around being a play-in. It was kind of boring or kind of like confusing to watch the Warriors. I didn't really like their style of play. And then you put Jimmy in there, his style of play, I didn't know how it was gonna work. So they proving me wrong right now, which I like to see. I fuck with that shit, you know. And it's fun to see Steph refreshed and energized and super motivated again. And Draymond too. I see that nigga the other night actually shoot a 3-ball. I actually see him actually try to shoot instead of just fucking trying to pass and not looking at the basket. So it looked like the Warriors is really heating up. And it looks like they better, you know, right now, you know, like I said in my tiers in a previous volume I put out, they in my tier the diehard niggas. They the ones that you don't really want to see in the first round because they're gonna make it tough for you, or they're gonna upset somebody in the first round and go to the second round and make it tough for that person before they may possibly get bumped. But they the diehard niggas. But shit, if they stay on a run like this, and then depending on who they play at the 3 seed, let's say they gotta play Houston in the 3 seed and get them up out of there in 5 or 6 games, they might fuck around, bump up to the tier of the NFC crew, the not fucking around niggas. You know, the not fucking around crew right there. So we'll see how that goes. And then with the quick little highlight that I was able to catch recently from Steph playing the Nets, a fucking turnaround half-court shot at the buzzer. Like that shit was nothing. Hand in the face, all of that, giving niggas face burners, eye jammies, all that. Fucking dirty, just disgusting, ridiculous. That shit was crazy. And I gotta, off of that one alone, I know it's the Brooklyn Nets and everything like that, but I gotta catch the highlights for that, because I think that was the game he dropped 40, right? This is the one he dropped 40. Orlando's when he dropped the 50-piece. It was Orlando or the Sixers, but I know in one of the games, either Sixers or Orlando, I was seeing there was a clip out there that he dunked in the game. That nigga almost never dunks, but he dunking now. They got Jimmy Butler and Draymond coming back, really playing basketball now instead of fighting niggas and all that shit. They got Steph Curry fucking dunking now. Not just a turnaround half-court shot from the logo, you know what I'm saying, with the hand up, giving niggas the face burn and shit. This nigga dunking now. They got him back dunking. Last time I seen him dunk was in an All-Star game. I'm like, yo. So I want to definitely try and catch the highlights in that one too. And, you know, they could make it real interesting. If they fuck up, they could make it interesting in the first round, of course. And can they make it interesting in the second round if they get there? We'll see. Gotta see it. This is gonna be fun to see here, man. I think it's a good look. And then before I wrap up here, right? So Terry Rozier, what's going on, man? Terry Rozier, what's going on with that? Just a real quick story to speak on that I'm seeing, because with the little clip that I seen, and I spoke on this before some weeks back, right quick. They didn't get too deep into the story like that. I won't get too deep into it because I'm sure more details will come later on once this shit breaks open. But You know, Terry Rozier being investigated by the feds, but it looked like this shit might be real. And he might be in real deep with whoever he been working with and the feds. Cause it's looking like it might fuck around and be a low-key sting operation. Cause a couple of the clips that I was seeing that's been out there in the internet mix, and you know, I don't know yet. Like I said, let's see how this whole thing breaks open, because with the internet mix, they could be doctoring shit up, or they only caught those clips and maybe he played later on in the game. But it definitely looks wild suspect the way that he's playing. So it's like, are you still doing this? Are you still in deep with the guys you've been doing this with? Or are you still trying to play both sides? You know, flipped informants, a sting operation, and everything like that, so the feds could catch whoever they gotta catch or whatever, right? Because from what I've seen, them clips look crazy. For how he was playing, I'm like, nah. Terry Rozier, I remember seeing playing consistently when he's with the Celtics, even a few games with the Hornets. He wasn't playing like that. He didn't just forget how to play basketball. So that shit kind of suspect and crazy. But I mean, all jokes aside, it could really just be rust. You know, it's been a while since I even seen Terry Rozier. You see that he's playing, obviously due to this, and I don't know, was he hurt before or something like that? I don't know before this, but obviously due to this. So yeah, rust, right? You haven't played for a while, right? So you know you're gonna lose some shit, but I don't know. Y'all tell me when y'all see the clips, cause yeah, rust. You haven't played for a while, but still, the shit that I seen, very suspect. So I don't know. We'll see how that shit shakes out. But that's gonna wrap this one up with this quick volume of Welcome to the Franchise. Y'all out there, be easy.